Hello, hello, hello. It is the first week of, I was going to say March break, but of our holidays, our Christmas holidays. And so I'm just kind of resetting the house. We've got our Christmas tree up and we got a lot of lights on it this year. It looks pretty awesome. And so what I'm doing now is I'm documenting each of the projects that I worked on for the whole term is my goal, to get them all up and documented. And so I'm going to start with drawing with our perceptual studies, my perceptual studies class. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this series of that. And if nobody ever watches it, that's cool too, because I'll be able to go back and check out what I did and why I did it and what the project was. Okay. So this project was quite a big project. I spent a lot of time on this. I did a lot of planning. It was to do a 2-point perspective drawing using ink and brush, and so I had not used ink and brush before, so that was going to be something new. And I really didn't want to just do a simple 2-point perspective. I felt really pulled to do something more detailed, more in depth, something that said something that I had emotion about. My first idea, I really sat with it. And the first thought I had when I woke up one morning about this project was that I wanted it to be about choices. And I've been thinking about the penitentiary, the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, and the tunnels, like the wings, and how I wanted to really show really do that. Like, how could I do 2-point perspective but show maybe 3 of the wings, so that, and then that would be about choices. And I really worked with that idea for a while, but I couldn't seem to make it work. And then my husband and I were listening to Bob Vylan, and there's references to housing, and I was just like, it just upsets me so much, the state of our housing crisis. And so then I really spent some time really thinking about our housing crisis and just wondering, what could I say, or what can I do about our housing crisis. I also wanted to have elements like I had in the first piece, where there would be surprises in it, where you would look around and not notice something until maybe the very end, and then be surprised about it and have that final piece to kind of put a story together. So this is how I hoped people's eyes would go. I hoped that first they would go right to the for rent sign. Actually, that's not how I'd hoped, but this is the way it's worked out. You see the for rent sign, you see the cost of what it's going to cost to get into this 2-bedroom. Also, I wanted to get vultures in, and I'd actually originally had an idea to have vultures circling, and then have them like have little ties on, or little business suits, was an idea that I had. But I decided to make this a nighttime scene, and vultures don't generally fly and circle at nights. They do that during the day, and at nights they kind of roost. So, but I had to think about, how am I going to put these vultures in? There's 2 of them in this image, but how am I really going to make them? Where's a good place for them to be? Then it was my hope that your eyes would travel over to this encampment. And so I wanted to do things like have mobility devices. So there's a wheelchair. There's fires going. There is a tent or a structure that has some sort of a wood stove or something in it for heat. I wanted also to give the idea that this is not summertime. This is not quite winter, but it's getting cold and people are in tents. There is someone inside of their tent reading a book, because I also wanted to have people also realize these are homes. These are where people have to be in their homes. But I didn't want to make it too much like, oh, look, like they're just camping. So right in the front there's somebody laying on the ground, and you don't know, is that person okay? What's happening? Generally in public, if somebody is laying on the ground, it's not good. I also have right along the fence, there's some laundry, because everyday things of life, people need to do these things. And also along the sidewalk in front of the fence, there's also some feces, because there's no bathroom facilities. What do people do? What do? You have to evacuate your bowels and your bladder, and what do you do, and how do you do that when there's no place available for that to happen? And so I really wanted to just kind of get a sense. But I also was aware that I have not had this experience. I do not know it, but that it is an experience that I'm not that far away from potentially having, or might have had at different points in my life, had I not had the structure or the support structures in place that I have. I'm very, very blessed to have support, and I recognize that this could have been my reality, and who knows what the future holds. It's not far-fetched that it could be reality of many people that I know. So I wanted to make this a nighttime scene. It just felt more appropriate, and I wanted to put this on the edge of a town. So I wanted it to be in enough of a town that, there was maybe a small apartment building, but also that it was like right on the edge. We put oftentimes these right on the edge. The interesting thing with the encampments in cities that I've moved to downtowns is to make it so visible that you can't avoid seeing it, and that's important. The way that locally Cambridge and Guelph have taken their homeless encampments down just makes me want to sob. I don't know how how we can be so cruel, and it really hurts my heart. Again, I recognize how lucky I am, how privileged I am to have a home, to be in a home. And so, yes, I wanted to put it on the edge of a town. Now, on the right side here, I kind of put bars. They don't really fit in exactly with everything else. They're kind of like a more abstract-y kind of thing. In this part, I wanted to put them in there because I had been thinking about prison, and prison is another form of housing. If people and I don't know, I have no specific knowledge that people have chosen that, but it is a form of housing. You are at least inside a building, and not exposed to the elements. Not a great thing, but and it also, I wanted something to help direct your eye down, and to help it move along the page. And so where it moves to is I wanted it to go down to this car in there. Many people sleep in their cars, vans, it's somewhere, it is out of the elements. It's somewhere that, if you own your car, then you have something to protect you from the elements a little bit more. And then the lines on the road, as far as the hatching or the coloring in, I wanted to continue on, and so we see that person again on the ground, and we don't know if they're okay. And there's a couch. How many people are couch surfing? How many people people are living? How many young adults are still living with their parents? So that, because it's hard to be able to go out and get a place, and those are also part of people that are impacted by our housing situation. And so I wanted some sort of a nod to that in our housing crisis as well. This leads your eye back to, like, if you follow along with those lines, to someone who's standing on their balcony looking at their financial situation. They have their monthly take-home pay. They have a letter from their landlord saying that they're going to have to move out because the landlord needs the house for their family, and they have 60 days to find another place. And then they have all of their monthly bills with childcare and transportation, like a bus pass, and just all of the things that people will need, with questions like, where are we going to live, what are we going to do, and this is what it is. I used numbers for the monthly take home, like a 40-hour a week minimum wage position, and that doesn't cover a 2-bedroom apartment. I mean, it covers the rent for the apartment, but once you get the utilities on there and some groceries, and what about your cell phone, which you need your cell phone for most jobs. So many businesses expect you to have an app on your phone, and that they're going to want you to use, and they check in with you that way. And it's just, what if your kid gets sick, or what if you have to go to the dentist? Like, so many things. There's not even any space for new underwear, or a pair of pajamas, or it's just a struggle. And so this is the landscape then that this person is faced with as they look out and they see the rent in the apartment, and they see the options of couch surfing, or living in a tent, or living in a car, or just though these are the options. What are you going to do? Then your eye comes hopefully over to check out this tree, and again, another vulture, just emphasizing that they're around, people are around, and they're just waiting to take advantage of situations. And corporations are looking to take advantage of situations, and that's what those vultures represent. And then here we just have people just living their lives, watching TV. Maybe they're asleep in bed. They've got balconies, and they're just living their lives. I don't know if I've explained this completely well. I don't necessarily have my politics or my social commentary as eloquent as I would like it to be, but I've tried the best to explain this and to present it in a way that has meaning for me, and hopefully has meaning for others. And there was a lot of thought and effort put into this. Have a good one. Bye.